Hi all, welcome back to my channel. And as we've previously seen that how can we use the sentiment analysis in with UiPath to generate the customer feedback report. And in this video, we are going to see the use of language translation, how to use all the packages available for language translation. So let's go to AiFabric to see how can we create the ML package and how can we use it. So in the previous video, we have seen the usage of sentiment analysis, and in this video, we're going to see the usage of language translation. So, and from here, you can check in your license usage for the trial version, wherein you switch from your community edition to enterprise edition, which is a 60 days trial available so that you can use AiFabric. So you get 2 AI robots in that thing. So I have 2. One is already in utilization. So now let's go and see how can we use the language translation package. So this is, I've already created this project by the name of test. And once you have created the package, you cannot change the name of your project. So if I go on edit, I'll not be able to change in the project name, but obviously I can enter in the project description. So this you have to take care. You cannot change your project name once you've created it. So once you create it, you get this screen, and post that you can go and select your ML package. You go to out of the box packages, and you can even upload your own package from here. So, and from out of the box packages, you have all these options like language analysis, comprehension, translation. So we are using the language translation one. So I'll show how to convert from English to French, and similarly, all other can be achieved: Russian to English, English to Russian, German to English, and English to German. So you'll just have to select it. You'll have to choose in the package version, which I've already chosen. So I'll just click in. You'll have to make your package. So I have already created my package, so I don't need to do all that. And but in your case, if you're creating the package, you just have to type in your package name and click on submit. Post that, you'll have to create an ML skill. As for now, I have already English to French ML skill created, and its status is available. When you create it, it's in deploying stage, and you keep refreshing it, it would go to deployed stage. And we have seen that in doing sentiment analysis. While doing sentiment analysis, once you have created the ML skill, then you can go to the orchestrator to see the ML skill. So there also the status would initially be deploying, and then it would be into deployed. Also, if you want to delete any of your project, you first have to delete in the ML skill, and then you can delete in the whole project. So let's see how to delete it. I'll just show you how to delete it. So if I go on deleting the sentiment analysis, so you first have to go to ML skill and delete in the skills that you have created. And once you delete the skill, then you will be able to delete the project. So I've deleted the ML skill successfully. Now I can delete this project. But once, if I haven't deleted my ML skill, I would not be able to delete in the project. So it's deleted now. Now, if we go to the orchestrator and if we go to the ML skills, so we see here English to French ML package, the status is available. So let's go to Studio, and this is the Excel, which will be processing using the German English to French package. So the first column is having English, and its corresponding French translation would be written in the next column. So let's just save this and close it. And let's go to here. Okay, so as we know, you must have this ML service.activities already installed. You can get that done from ML manage packages. And once you have that in place, you just have to go to ML skill, and you get this thing here. You can search, it's loading skills, and it got this English to French available. And I'll just have to assign in the values. So let's just delete all these values in order to avoid confusion. So I'll be creating a header. I'll create a header. I create a variable to store the JSON response. And status code, it's up to you. If you want to check whether it's successful or not, you can check for the status score 200, which indicates successful execution. You can test the skill from here. And let's read our Excel, which we have to process using the ML skill. So let's pass in the value of the Excel. The code would be provided in GitHub. I'll upload the code, push the code there, and the link would be present in the description box. So you can get the code from there. So let's assign a DT which would store this thing. I've clicked on add header so that the first line does not get read. It would be treated as a header and would not be treated as a information, or would not be treated as a row to process. And now let's iterate over this row using for each row in data table. So that's how you iterate over the rows of data table. So I'll keep on iterating, and I'll put this thing inside the for each, because this ML skill has to be executed for each row present in the DT. Let's see what's the error. Okay, so we have to provide in the input. So our input would be this first column. Okay, so how do we get it? So we get it simply that we are iterating over row. So we get row dot item. So you have to just indicate in the column index, which is 0, because it is the index starts from 0. So we have given this, and you get in a JSON response which you have to write to the Excel. So for that, what you're going to do is, okay, so we first have to deserialize the JSON to the JSON, and for that also you need to install the package. It's UiPath.webapi.activities. If you want to use in the activities deserialized JSON and deserialized JSON array, you must have that package installed from manage packages, and you'll be deserializing that JSON and storing it in a variable which will be of type JSON object. So whatever output we'll get, we'll then write that to our Excel file, which is here. So let's run it and see what is the output. So let's first close our Excel file to see what's the output, and let's click on run. Okay, so we have got this error, unexpected character encountered by parsing value, exception type, JSON reader exception. So let's see what's the issue. Okay, so the JSON response which we're getting it in the format of string. So we need not to deserialize the JSON. So let's delete this JSON result, JSON object, everything, and let's just create a normal result variable of type string. So in the sentiment analysis, we were getting the output in the form of JSON data, but over here, we're not getting the output in the form of JSON data. We're just getting a simple string, which we can directly write to our Excel. So there's no need of deserializing it. So let's then drag a right cell of the workbook and do it. So let's copy the path from here and let's paste this path here. Now coming to a very tricky part, that how should we mention here our cell number or index so that it get written to the Excel. Let's open the Excel to first see how should we do the calculation or the manipulation so that we get in the index name. So over here we can see the column name is fixed B. What is changing is it's B2, then B3, then B4, and then B5. So this is what we have to handle. We have to make the counter after B to be dynamic so that we cope up with this thing of writing to the Excel. So what here we can do is we can declare a counter of type integer and assign a value to it. Let's say we assign 0 to it. Let's assign 0 to it. And now what we have to do is we have to just make this adjustment. so that in place of cell where it's written A1, we have to keep writing B1, B2, B3 and like that. So B is what is fixed, and then we have to add in the counter value so that it keeps on changing. So what we can do is that what happens is that the Excel has two index plus to what we usually have in DT or what we normally treat. So if an index of a particular cell or a particular data table or a particular row is 0, then in Excel it would be 2. If it's 1, then in Excel it would be 1 plus 2, 3. So it's like this. So what we can do here, we have our counter which is 0. So we can just increment the counter by 2 and we can convert this thing to string, and then it would be B2. So that's where we have to paste in our first thing, like so B2 is where we have to paste in our first response, and post that we have to increment our counter so that it's not always treated as 0, it changes. So we have to just increment our counter by 1. So after we have written it in B2, we will make the counter to be incremented by 1. So it's counter plus 1. Okay, let's save it. Let's close the Excel file to see if everything is working fine or not. And let's execute this thing to see that all our response is getting stored in the correct way or in the correct row or not. Let's open the output pane so that we are aware of the line of the execution. Or you can even do one thing, that you can make a DT. Initially, you can drag in a build data table and make a DT, and then you can keep adding the things in your DT if you do not want to do by this way. But I would suggest this way because there's no point of creating the DT when you can get the DT by just reading the Excel. So it's all at the correct place. So hello, it's bonjour, then how are you, what is your name, what is RPA. So everything has been translated in the correct way and pasted to the right cell of the Excel. So this way you can make use of all the language translation package that are available in the AiFabric. So if we just go to ML packages and we go to out of the box packages, and inside that if we go to language translation, so we have got I think 5 different packages of the language translation, and you can make use of any of these 5 language translation and do the same thing as I have done. Do try out any other language translation apart from English to French, which I have showcased, and let me know if you're facing any issue. And also for reference, I'll be uploading this code on GitHub and dropping in the link in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll soon come up with another interesting video covering the AiFabric packages. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.